Hello, lovely petites, and welcome to another round of Ever Petite Blog Talk, where we break down the week's blog topic and we go a little deeper and we get personal and we have fun. So this week's post, if you haven't read the blog yet, it's called Sharp Cuts and Real Confidence, the Petite Workwear Breakdown. And y'all, this one hit home. Because I have worked in corporate America for almost 20 years. Specifically, I've been in IT sales for almost 20 years, which is crazy. And many times in meetings, in rooms, whatever, I am usually the only female. It's getting better now. Ask me 20 years ago, not so much. But, and usually I'm really the smallest person, regardless of if there's other women in there. And you get a lot of talk down tos. You get a lot of, "Aw, isn't she cute?" and not being taken seriously. And, I'll just say that dressing the part doesn't mean what people think it means. For petite women, it doesn't start with the trends or looking super savvy. It absolutely starts and ends with fit. As a child, I played office, businesswoman, CEO, entrepreneur, working title, all the time. I loved it. I loved dressing in my mom's old briefcase and heels and all her jewelry, and I'll be writing checks and signing major contracts and working a tight deadline and doing major presentations. And I love doing it because it's what I saw my mom doing, dressing up and going to work every day. And let me tell y'all, when Jewel is my mom, dresses, she dresses. Everywhere she's worked, she has always been the best dressed. People are like, "Dude, it's casual here." And she's like, what? Casual? I can't even say the word. Get out of here, honey. She is suited and booted all the time. Her presentation is immaculate. Okay, I didn't get her swag. I'm trying still. And honestly, though, she doesn't even own a pair of dungarees. And yes, I call them dungarees instead of jeans because that's what she calls them. I really think that the last time I saw my mom in dungarees was 1989, 1990 when we moved up to the States. And that was like her moving fit. And I think we actually went to a picnic once when she wore her dungarees. But either way, all that to say, shout out to working moms. You are influencing women all over the world. You're influencing your daughters. We are seeing you. Thank you. So honestly, all I wanted to do was dress the part of a businesswoman. I wanted to be the boss like my mom. And I loved it. And I remember in the early days of my career, buying what I thought I should be buying. What was cute, what was stylish, what was trendy, what other women were wearing, and I was suffering. Oh my gosh, the pencil skirts would be cutting me off, rolling up where the blazers, they were just big and goofy, and I was like, why don't I look right? I'm still young, I'm still trying to figure out what fits me, why doesn't this fit me the way it fit her? And then of course, I had to have the stilettos, honey. So I would be stomping through in my 4 or 5 inch heels and then limping back to the car after the meeting with my swollen feet. I looked the part, but I didn't feel it at all. And that changed when I stopped dressing to impress and I started dressing to own the room, right? That's the biggest shift. That was choosing clothing that actually fit my body. The thing is, petite workwear, it hits differently. And here's what petite women know, right? That the fashion industry is still catching on to. It's that those too long of sleeves, they swallow your whole authority, right? When you go into a room, you look goofy. Your sleeves are too long. No one's taking you seriously. Same thing with your pants that are jumping on the floor. You got to make big cuffs in. They distract from your message. The blazer that fits, and then the shoulders is super big and the waist is not hitting right. It's super long. It just flattens the impact that you're trying to make regardless of how well prepared you are. You don't look right. And it's not about style. It is about how you show up. It's about your presence. So when you're petite, dressing for work isn't a matter of taste. It has to be strategic. You have to invest in it. You got to take the time to make sure that you look pulled together. We're often mistaken for being younger, cuter, less experienced. I don't mind being cuter, but less experienced, no matter what our resume says. And that's why the right outfit, blazer, pencil skirt, it isn't just a look, it's a signal, right? It's showing up So if you've been following our blog talk series, you've heard me mention this before, but I'm going to bring it on back because it's just apropos. It works. So enclosed cognition. I loved it. It's the idea that what we wear doesn't just change how others see us. It changes how we feel and how we perform. And for women navigating male-dominated or corporate spaces, this is the game changer that took me a really long time to figure out. When I wear a suit that fits me properly, when the hemline hits just right, when the sleeves don't drown me, when I'm not concerned about, oh my God, are my pants gonna droop on the floor, or oh my goodness, my feet hurt. My feet still hurt because I haven't learned the lesson on shoes, but that's a different talk for a different day. Seriously though, when things are tailored to me, I walk different. I present differently. I lead differently. And I'm paying attention and absorbing the information and what's being done instead of counting down the minutes to when I can rip off these clothes and, not feel so self-conscious about nothing fitting right. So I had originally hoped to bring a few quotes from our stylist this week to weigh in on workwear mistakes and power pieces. We are going to still post that in our community, so if you haven't joined, please do. But while we're still receiving those responses, and we will, again, revisit it, I want to go ahead and ask you guys some of those questions because I want you to think about these too and share with us your thoughts. So one, what's a power piece that makes you feel unstoppable? What is that piece? You walk into the room and you're like, I'm going to own this. I stop myself. What's one style you used to avoid because you were petite, but now you rock confidently? Third one, what fit rule changed the game for you? You can DM us, you can comment, you can join our community and start up the conversation there. Your voice genuinely matters because the petite community is about you, and your experiences will really help us know how to show up. So at the end of the day, here's the big takeaway after all my rambling, and I have been rambling. Power dressing really isn't about pretending to be taller or, wearing bright colors to be seen or dressing like what you think somebody else would dress like. It's not about playing a part. It's about feeling clear, capable, and fully yourself. Because when your clothes fit, your confidence follows. So when your confidence leads, your presence multiplies. And when you walk into a room, knowing what you bring, your experiences, your education, your genius, your swag, you don't need to adjust your height. You might have to adjust your hemline though. So if you haven't read the full blog yet, please head over to everpetite.com. Check out our blog section. It's called Sharp Cuts and Real Confidence, and it dives into pencil skirts, blazers, fit rules, and the psychology behind all of it. And then go ahead over to TikTok and catch the Closet Chronicles, where I'm trying on pencil skirts. And mind y'all, my pencil skirt wardrobe is pretty insane, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a part 2 of that. And it talks about really what I was wearing is 5'4", and you guys will see, like, girl, you were stripping with that skirt, or this was actually really cute. And you can help me decide if I should keep it, tailor it, or toss it. Until then, stay petite, as if you had a choice. Stay powerful, as if you had a choice. And please stop settling for the long sleeves and being uncomfortable in meetings and not owning your space. We can do better, and we will do better. Thank you.